How's it going, everybody? For today's beer review, we're going to be taking a look at a collaboration brew between Russian River and Avery Brewing Company. Collaboration, not litigation, ale. A Belgian-styled, strong, dark ale. So here we have a beer that is very interesting and makes an interesting and bold statement right in the name. This is collaboration, not litigation ale. And I'm super excited to try this, namely because it is a collaboration between two just like super legendary breweries. And you've got Avery Brewing Company, which I'm sure at least everyone who watches my channel is familiar with. They're awesome. Then you've got Russian River. Russian River are the guys who are responsible for the legendary brews Pliny the Elder, Pliny the Younger, Blind Pig, Consecration, Damnation, Salvation, all those beers. So they're a brewery that has this huge reputation. These two kind of coming together in collaboration is like a superstar duo. That is just like two titans just collaborating on a beer, so I have very high hopes for it. Now, when I said that it makes an interesting and bold statement right in the title is collaboration, not litigation. And if you look on the bottle, it shows someone pouring a bottle of Avery Salvation and another hand pouring a bottle of Russian River Salvation. And so, as you guys may or may not be aware in beer news, it's become pretty commonplace lately for breweries to sue other breweries, especially bigger dogs kind of getting on the smaller guys over artwork and particularly name trademarking disputes. So this is basically Avery and Russian River saying, we're going to just collaborate, not litigate. We're going to come together since we both have the beer of the same name. So I think that's a really cool thing that they're doing, And it's also a style of beer that I'm a big fan of, which is the Belgian dark strong ale. So just to give you guys some information here, it says this was bottled in January of 2015, so it's quite fresh still. This is batch number 8. The original gravity is 18.6 degrees plateau. It is 8.9% ABV, which is a decently high ABV. It was brewed and bottled at Avery, by Avery, obviously, so you have just Russian River kind of putting in their side of things, but it's done at Avery. And the description here says Salvation, the name of two intricate Belgian-style ales created by Vinny Silruzo of Russian River Brewing and Adam Avery of Avery Brewing. After becoming friends a few years ago, we realized we both had a Salvation in our lineups. Was it going to be a problem? Should one of us relinquish the name rights? Hell no, we said. In fact, it was quickly decided that we should blend the brews to catch the best qualities of each and create an even more complex and rich libation. In April of 2004, in a top-secret meeting at Russian River Brewery, well, actually, it was packed in the pub and many were looking over our shoulders wondering what the hell was going on. We came up with the perfect blend of the two Salvations. Natalie, Vinny's much more significant other, exclaimed, "We should call this collaboration, not litigation ale." "Perfect," we shouted. We celebrated deep into the night, or as that morning. Fast forward to November 14th of 2006. After talking about it for over 2 years, we finally decided to pull the trigger, and Vinny made the journey to Avery brewing his Salvation exactly as he does in the brewery. Okay, so he did it there. This was blended with Avery's Salvation on December 11th of 2006, creating batch number 1. Here is batch number 8. We hope you enjoyed as much as we enjoy brewing and blending it. So, really cool story on this beer. I'm going to be drinking this out of my Chimay beer chalice. It's what Belgians are supposed to go in, supposedly. I don't see the point, really, but if you've got the glassware, why not use it? So, let's get the cap off of here. Give this a pour and a smell and a taste like we've all come to know. Straight out, nice. Looks like whiskey. Kind of like an orangish cognac color. I'm going to give this a significantly hard pour. Seems to have a fairly low head potential. I gave that a very heavy-handed pour, and it only formed up about a half finger of just slightly off-white colored head. It looks like it's not going to stick around long at all. The color on this is just kind of this like mahogany, cognac whiskey sort of color, as you can see. As far as smell goes, at first smell, it smells very simple and not too complex. Very malt forward, but very simple, almost like a standard box style beer. But there are some subtle nuances of spices, like allspice and clove are two big ones I'm getting. And you might get just a hair of some very faint dark fruit like plum and black cherry, but it's very faint. The smell, as far as smell goes, this reminded me a little bit of Omegang's Three Philosophers, their take on the Belgian quad. The smell is decent, but let's go ahead and give it a taste and see what it's like. Nice. Really good. This is so similar, in my opinion, to Omegang's Three Philosophers. That's not a bad thing. It's one of my favorite beers. Nice, medium thick, smooth mouthfeel on this beer. Real balanced amount of hops, very yeasty kind of Belgian yeast. A little bit of clove, nutmeg, and allspice. And unmistakably, very dark black cherry and plum in there. It's really good. As far as the score is concerned, this is a very good representation of the Belgian dark strong ale. A lot of people seem to kind of get a confusion between a Belgian dark strong ale and a Belgian quad. Those are two different things. And I see a lot of people who review this and give it kind of lower marks and say, oh, it's not very strong for a quad, and that's because it isn't. As a Belgian dark strong ale, it does the job, and it does it quite well. Now, I know earlier I made the comparison of this and Three Philosophers, which is a quad. I'm not down-talking either one of them. I'm just saying that's what it kind of tastes like. But as far as the score goes, this would probably get an A+, a low A+, in representation of the style. Probably about a 96, 95 to 96 out of 100. As far as my own personal score goes, I'd probably give it about an A-, probably about a 90 is what I would feel comfortable giving this on my own personal enjoyment of this beer. So, really high marks on this. That has been my review of Avery and Russian River's collaboration, not litigation ale. Hope you guys enjoy my beer review as always, and stay tuned for the next one.